Hey friends, Gianna here with J. Marie Design and Miss Ink Stamps. I am part of the design team. And are you a true crime junkie? I am. So let's dive into how I made this card. For this card, I pulled out the True Crime stamp set from Miss Ink Stamps, and I'm using, to start with, the crime scene tape stamps, and we're going to make some faux washi tape. So I'm stamping on some vellum, and this is just a black ink. I am going to heat emboss it so it won't come off of the vellum. Words are hard, man. So I'm going to do two because I want two of each. So there we go. I'm going to give our stamps a little clean. I love this stamp set. It is so fun, and there are so many little pieces in there that you can embellish a card with, or, cut into shaker bits, or stamp on the inside of a card or on an envelope. I mean, there's fingerprints. How funny would it be to put like red fingerprints on the outside of an envelope? I may just have to do that. So I'm just going to emboss this with clear embossing powder. And it sticks pretty good to my ink. I just don't want any chance that ink is going to run or smear. In my luck, it usually does. So I have a small cooling rack, like cookie rack, and I use this to heat emboss my cards or my papers just so that there's some airflow and my paper doesn't buckle as bad. I mean, it still does a little bit, but I think with it being able to kind of flow around, it embosses really nicely for me. That's just my thing. Same with drying, like alcohol inks or pastes or anything. I put them on this little rack and it kind of gives me a little bit of airflow. Let me know in the comments below if you are a true crime fan, and if so, do you like shows? Do you like a podcast? And let me know which ones. I'm always looking for something good to watch. All right, now that that is dry and not sticky, it's not going to smear, I'm going to take just a yellow alcohol marker and I'm going to color this in. And it doesn't even have to be perfect because I'm going to trim it down. And this is the yellow that just, to me, looked like the crime scene tape. And this is on the back side of the paper. So the front side is embossed and stamped, or stamped and embossed. And the back side, I'm coloring with the yellow alcohol marker. And you could, ink blend or whatever you wanted. The alcohol marker was just easy for me, and I'm going to hit that real quick with the heat gun just to make sure it's not sticky or tacky anymore, because I'm going to have my fingers all over in it. Probably still will be tacky, and I probably will stick my fingers in it because, that's just how it goes. So I'm just going to trim these up right along that edge. And this is where we're going to get that faux washi tape look. You know how washi tape, some of it is kind of not like translucent, but, a little bit. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to lay them embossed side down so I have the back side up. And I'm going to grab just some tear tape, double-sided adhesive. You could use a tape runner, whatever. You could even use glue. The trick with glue is to just kind of smear it out a little bit with your finger so that it's not clumpy and whatever. But this works the best for me. All right, for the stamped images, I picked the little footprints, which I am embossing in clear. I just stamped them in a Versamark clear embossing ink and clear powder, and I'm just going to get those heated up and embossed. And then we're going to stamp the chalk outline, which cracks me up. This set is so funny. The whole True Crime series, the whole collection, is fantastic. So I'm going to do my little anti-static, and I still get splats of embossing ink or powder on my thing, but it's all right. It's a crime scene, so it doesn't really matter. You can make it whatever you want. You could even do, red, or I didn't add any extra color to it. This time I kept it fairly simple. So I'm going to emboss this part in white, like they drew a chalk outline. It's so silly. And you'll see here, I do have some spots where I don't know what happened, but it's stuck. So I'm just going to grab a little brush and brush off parts of it. But if not, you know what? Maybe the guy painting the outline, he wasn't very careful either. So it's all good. you can always cover it up with washi tape or sentiment. So it'll be perfect in the end for me. So I'm gonna get these heat embossed and ready to put my washi, my fake washi, faux washi tape down. I love making the faux washi because I can tailor them to my card that I'm making. You know, whatever the theme is, you know, I might have a stamp or not, or a color or a design. You know, you can always draw a design on one side and color it in on the back. So there's lots of options with this technique. It just makes it simple. But like this with the border stamps, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I have to make some faux washi tape, DIY washi. But it's fun. And then you don't have a whole roll of, you know, crime scene tape that you might not use again, but you have enough to make your card. So we're going to cut this down to, I think, 3 1/4 by 5. I'm going to do a few layers on it, but it's a pretty flat card, so it'll mail pretty easily. The only thing I popped up is the sentiment. And oh my gosh, y'all, the sentiments in this set are hilarious. Make sure you go to Miss Ink Stamps and check it out. While you're there, check out the rest of the collection. The Whodunit, Stab Your It. Oh my gosh, so funny. All right, so we're going to do, I'm going to back it on white for now because I think that really makes the chalk outline part pop. And then I'm going to use a yellow for my bottom base because I think that kind of pulls together the yellow out of the crime scene tape. Card is super fast to make, and I would probably make more strips of the washi at one time and just save them on a piece of parchment paper, an old sticker backing, you know, anything like that where you can pull it off again. But now let's position our little faux washi tape, and you'll see once I take the backing off, you can't tell that there's adhesive back there, and you can still see the chocolate line through it, and I love that look. I just think this card is so fun. I think I have a few people that I could actually send this to that would enjoy the humor in this card and get as much joy out of it as I did making it. So there we go. And I take a, it's an ergonomic folder just to kind of smush out any glue, but also to make sure that that washi tape is really stuck down there well. I usually do it between every layer where I put glue to make sure there's no glue worms. Glue worm is where your glue dries a little bit before you get the layers down, and you got like the little earthworm looking things underneath your layers of your card. So there we go. And see, that yellow makes the crime scene tape just pop. So amazing. I love doing this. I'm going to put the magnets on there while I stamp down my sentiment. And the sentiment I chose was, does this card smell like chloroform? Hilarious. But there's a bunch of other really good sentiments that are in this set as well. So I'm just going to stamp this down on white with some black, cut it out with my paper trimmer, and get it popped up. And I use craft foam to give my card some dimension, one, because it's cheap. And I just use glue to stick it down. All right, so let's get that craft foam on here, and you'll see it just gives it the right amount of dimension, and you can buy it by the sheets. So it was just economical. It's a lot cheaper than foam tape. So I'm going to do the smushing between the layers to get rid of any glue worms and make sure that that front is really adhered well to my card base. I'm going to add my sentiment, and the card is done. That was so fast and so fun. And there are so many little things in this set that you could embellish more. There's fingerprints and bullet holes and splatters and handprints and so much fun things that you could do. But I think I'm actually going to decorate the envelope. I think that'll be fun. That'll be another video. But anyway, there's our finished card. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and come back next time for another fantastic video.